Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're having a closer look at a muscle that may be the hidden culprit behind your anterior shoulder pain. We're talking about the infraspinatus. Even though this muscle is located on the back of the shoulder, it's actually one of the most common causes of radiating pain to the front of the shoulder. Now, the infraspinatus, or the infra for short, doesn't really act alone. It's part of a bigger system of muscles, including the pectoralis major, the latissimus dorsi, and the other rotator cuff muscles. These muscles all work together to stabilize and move the shoulder. So if you are dealing with infraspinatus issues, it's often part of a larger dysfunction that affects the entire shoulder girdle. In today's video, we're going to break down how the infra functions, why it causes pain on the front of the shoulder, and what you can do to address it. First, let's talk about where the infraspinatus is located and what it does. The infraspinatus is one of the four rotator cuff muscles, and it sits on the back of your shoulder blade or scapula. Its main job is to externally rotate the shoulder, which means it helps rotate your arm outward away from your body. Think of actions like throwing a ball or reaching for something behind you. That's when the infraspinatus kicks in. Even though it's located on the back, the infra often causes referred pain to the front of the shoulder. Many people describe this as a deep, nagging ache that radiates into the front of the shoulder and sometimes down into the arm. This happens because the nerves that supply the infra are connected to areas in the front of the shoulder, so when the muscle becomes tight or irritated, it sends pain signals elsewhere. But here's the thing, the infra doesn't just get irritated for no reason. It's often a part of a larger dysfunction happening throughout the shoulder. Let's look at a few of the common muscle groups involved. First, we have the pectoralis major, or the pecs. These muscles are responsible for pulling the arm across the body, but they can become tight and overactive, pulling the shoulder forward. When this happens, the infra has to work harder to keep the shoulder stable and to rotate it properly, leading to strain. Next, we've got the latissimus dorsi, or the lats, which are the large muscles that run down your back and attach to your shoulder. Like the pecs, if these muscles become tight, they can limit proper shoulder movements and place extra stress on the infraspinatus and other rotator cuff muscles. And finally, there are the other rotator cuff muscles, the supraspinatus, the subscapularis, and the teres minor, which work with the infra to keep the shoulder stable. If any of these muscles become imbalanced or weak, the infra may have to overcompensate, eventually leading to pain. While you might be feeling pain in the front of the shoulder, the root cause could actually be a combination of factors, including tight pecs, weak rotator cuff muscles, or improper posture. This is why just focusing on the infraspinatus alone isn't enough to solve the problem. You need to address the bigger picture. Let's talk about what you can do to relieve the pain and prevent it from coming back. First, it's important to start working on releasing the tension from the muscles that are usually notorious for holding onto it. On the video, I'm working on the pec major, and now moving into the infraspinatus. I would also go on to release the latissimus dorsi and any other muscle that I feel is tight and not working optimally. Next, I move on to my mobility exercises. One of the best mobility exercises you can do is the around the world, initially starting off with just body weight. This may seem like a very simple movement to some of you, but trust me, a lot of people struggle to coordinate it, and that's why I started off with this, before moving to the full version, which includes a resistance band. The point of this drill is to target all movements available to the shoulder joint while it is being loaded by the band. This load caused by the band is forcing the infraspinatus and the other rotator cuff muscles to stabilize. So in a way, you are hitting two of your objectives. You are mobilizing the shoulder joint whilst engaging one of the main functions of the rotator cuff, and that is stability. Finally, you move on to strength, where you can work on increasing the isotonic and isometric load that your infraspinatus can handle. The easiest way to do that is again using a band, but this time only focusing on the external rotation as a concentric movement, which means that you are essentially targeting the shortening phase of the infraspinatus, which is when the muscle is performing the external rotation. Now, the opposite to that is going to be the internal rotation, and we're going to use that phase to essentially focus on the lengthening or the eccentric phase of the exercise. So this is a great exercise because you can definitely target both phases of a movement and really target the full capabilities of a muscle. You can essentially use the same exercises to target the subscapularis because the subscap is involved in exactly the same movement but reversed. You can also hold this exercise at certain angles that feel particularly weaker than others, and that will target the isometric endurance of the muscle. In short, if you are dealing with anterior shoulder pain, don't just look at the front of the shoulder. The infraspinatus may be the underlying cause, but it's likely part of a broader muscle imbalance balance, involving the pecs, lats, and the other rotator cuff muscles. By addressing the full picture through stretching, strengthening, and corrective exercises, you can find relief and keep your shoulders healthy in the long term. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more exercises and anatomy content. If there is anything specific that you would like me to cover on this channel, please let me know in the comments below this video. See you in the next one.